I call to order the Tuesday, June 6th meeting of the Village of Oxford Planning Commission. Ladies and gentlemen, if you please join me in pledging allegiance to the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. Thank you. All right, I'm glad to see you all here tonight. Thank you very much for taking time out of your evenings to join us. Madam Secretary, if you'd be kind enough to start us off by calling roll, please.
Johnson. Curtis.
Here.
Deeg. Bema. Here. Douglas.
Here.
Helmuth. Here. Gill.
Here. Madam Secretary, I'd like the roll call to reflect that Gary Deeg has notified us that he would be absent this evening and unable to attend. I see that Chris Corey is here, so I thank you very much. Please note his attendance in the record. And then also, I have not heard from Adam Johnson, so unfortunately...
The office.
Oh, did he call?
Yes, he does.
All right, good. So please excuse the absence of both Gary Deeg and Adam Johnson.
I'll move to excuse Gary Deeg and Adam Johnson.
All right. Madam Secretary, I have a motion on the table to excuse those members, commission members who are not here. That motion is offered by Commissioner Bema and seconded by Commissioner Helmuth. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Good, that motion carries. Attendance or absence is excused. All right, so then item 4 is approval of the agenda for this evening. As you can see, it's a very small agenda, which I'm grateful for. And so I'd entertain a motion to accept this agenda or tender any changes if necessary.
I'll make a motion to approve the Village of Oxford Regular Planning Commission meeting agenda for Tuesday, June 6, 2017.
Thank you very much. All right, Madam Secretary, I have a motion on the table offered by Commissioner Curtis and seconded by Commissioner Helmuth to approve this evening's agenda. All those in favor of that action, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Good, our agenda for this evening is approved as written. Next, I'd like to hear a motion to approve our minutes from the May 16th, 2017 meeting.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Madam Secretary, I have a motion once again to approve the minutes of the May 16th, 2017 meeting offered by Commissioner Curtis and seconded by Commissioner Bema and Commissioner Helmuth, or which one of you two fine ladies said that? Commissioner Bema. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the May 16th meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Good, that motion carries also. Please let that be reflected in the minutes, Madam Secretary. All right, my agenda says that we have no correspondence for this period, so we will not file and receive. There is no public hearing scheduled for this evening, so we will skip over that item as well. We have no presentation tonight, so we'll skip over that, and we'll move on to old business, which is item A, signage, potential amendments. And Chris, I believe that you have a presentation for us this evening in that regard, and welcome. It's good to see you.
You too. Yes, we've been discussing a couple of amendments to the sign ordinance, and I have prepared specific proposals for you tonight to the two issues we've been talking about. The first issue being signage on the Washington corridor is, in general, existing signage is larger than we allow. And so my proposal there is to increase the maximum freestanding sign from 24 square feet to 32 square feet. Understanding that that's actually more consistent with what's already there. And the second one is to tweak a regulation that's currently designed to prevent buildings with a very small front yard from trying to squeeze a freestanding sign into their small front yard. And what the ordinance obviously currently does, as you know, is require a 25-foot setback for the building before you can put a sign in.
Chris, can I stop you there?
Sure.
Now, I know the last time we talked a little bit about this, and I think there was a lack of clarity on the 25-foot measurement and where exactly that was coming from. The edge of the road, the edge of the sidewalk, the edge of the easement for the road, whatever that is. Were you able to identify any clarity on that?
It is from the right-of-way line.
Okay, and where does that typically fall?
Generally is the inside edge of the sidewalk.
Inside facing the road?
So, no, inside facing the building.
Okay.
The edge of the sidewalk closer to the building is usually the right-of-way line, or approximately.
All right, so is that generally considered as a practice that they measure from the sidewalk?
That is the line where front setbacks are measured from, and
Okay.
just as a without a surveyor or anything like that, to try to get a quick idea of where that right-of-way line is. Usually taking that edge of the sidewalk is close enough to accurate.
Okay, I appreciate that, Madam Secretary. If you'd reflect that in the minutes, I'd be very grateful. Continue.
What I'm proposing to replace that after some reflection is actually a setback for the sign itself, rather than a threshold under which a building can have a sign. A setback for the sign itself of 3 feet from all lot lines. Of course, the right-of-way line is a lot line as defined in the ordinance. Even for lots that technically extend the center line, the ordinance defines the front lot line as the right-of-way line. So this would be from all lot lines.
Could you say that again, Chris?
For the zoning ordinance defines the front lot line as the right-of-way line for all parcels, even if the legal description is essentially the center of the road. So saying 3 feet means 3 feet from that line. And the logic I have here is that based on our 32 square foot maximum that we're talking about, and a 6-foot height maximum, we're going to start seeing a lot of signs that are sort of 5 to 8 feet wide to try to maximize sign area while staying within the 6-foot height maximum. If you're 3 feet from the lot line and your sign is another 5 to 8 feet wide, you're going to want another, at least a few more feet before you're building, meaning that in order to really fit a freestanding sign, you're going to want to be at least 10, 12, 15 feet back, achieving the same goal of making sure that a building that has a 5 to 7 foot front yard isn't trying to squeeze a sign into that, without restricting buildings that are set back from any signage at all, or from having, any freestanding signage at all. So that's my proposed replacement for that text, which is in 7.48 F3B.
Okay, so Chris, I'm sorry, Russ, I'll give it to you next.
Okay.
Is there anything in this wording or in your explanation that would designate a minimum setback in which a sign would not be allowed?
We would have the 3 feet, from 3 feet to, oh, you mean for the building or for the sign?
For the building.
For the building, no, there's no specific one, however,
So what do we do when somebody who's got an 8-foot setback wants to put a sign in?
well, it would have to be a very small sign. Because it has to be 3 feet back, which means they're trying to fit it in that 5 feet between the 3-foot setback and their building front. And they're not gonna put it so it's actually touching the building, so now you're not 4 feet wide. And you can only be 6 feet tall. So maybe you could fit a 24 square foot sign in there, maybe.
If it's 12 feet tall?
Well, if it's 2 by 12, it can't be 6 feet tall.
Can't be more than 6, that's right.
So you could try to go 4 by 6 in that little area, but that seems, it's just not, I think it's either implausible enough, difficult enough, that it would prevent that issue. In reality, we mostly have, with a couple of exceptions, buildings that are 15 to 20 feet setback or not setback at all. There are a couple exceptions I can think of, but usually it's one or the other. And if you're 15 to 20 feet back, you should be able to fit a sign. If you're not, you're really struggling to get a decent sign in there, and you should probably go with a projected sign.
All right, so what's our process right now if a business owner wants to put in a sign? They fill out an application.
Come to the building department, they fill out an application that shows this is how big the sign is, or I want, and here's where I want to put it. The building department forwards those applications to me. I do a quick check, because really, there's only a couple standards. Is this the right size? Is it the right height? And I either sign off on the approval of a permit, or I tell them it cannot be approved. It means it either has to be changed or applied for a special use.
I see, okay, so in that regard, then it would come before us.
Yes,
Okay, but typically, if you approve it, it does not come before us.
yes. Typically,
Okay.
I do an objective review. And really, they'd be coming to me, but the goal would be for that to be able to handle internally in the office. at some
Sure.
point.
Okay,
Because it really is, how big is this? How tall is it? If we add this, then it's how far is it from the lot line?
right.
That's it.
Go ahead, Russ, please.
Chris, what about a building that's going to be close to the sidewalk, and they've got limited space, and there's a driveway or a road adjacent or right next, I mean, people pulling up to make a right or left-hand turn, that sign is going to be right there, correct?
Yes, well, that's the second half of the language, which is regarding clear corner vision.
Okay.
The clear corner vision lines, I believe, they're truckers. You'd go from the intersection of the two roadways, you go 10 feet in either direction, and then draw a line between those that forms a triangle. The sign would not be permitted in that triangle.
Okay.
To allow, make sure that there's that visibility.
All right. Is that good, Russ?
Yeah, I just,
Commissioners, any other questions or comments?
I have concerns about, excuse me, the phrase lot line. Only because nothing in this town is normal. And I don't need someone finding out their lot line is on the exterior of the sidewalk. So my only question would be, can we put in the language from all lot lines and/or the sidewalk, whichever is greater?
3 feet from all lot lines and 3 feet from all public sidewalks, which for most
Or-
places would be exactly the same.
Right. So, but if, in case the sidewalks on the other side, they have to be away from the sidewalk, so they'd have to be 3 feet from the sidewalk anyway, even if their lot line is someplace odd.
Even if they end up, some other lot line is on the other side of the sidewalk towards the street.
Right.
You still have to be 3 feet from all public, I could add that.
I mean, we've had homes that were actually built in the roadway.
Yeah.
It's a very old town, and there's very strange things, and I don't want a sign being where we don't want it because somebody's lot line was between the sidewalk and the road rather than the sidewalk and the building.
That seems reasonable to me, Maureen. Jack?
Our protocol is if we approve this tonight, we recommend to village council to adapt this ordinance.
Yes.
Can I add that verbiage in here and get this moving to go forward?
Yes, now, you have scheduled a public hearing for your next meeting to discuss.
So you will have that corrected verbiage?
Corrected for that public hearing, and at that public hearing, you can move it to council.
Okay, there we go.
Good.
So tonight, we're just gonna go over this. You're gonna make those changes. The next meeting, we're gonna, if we agree, move it forward to public hearing.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Good catch, Maureen. Thank you very much for that.
It's a strange town.
It is, and, and it would be a shame that somebody would be well within letter of law to put a sign right next to the sidewalk.
Or between
which
the
is-
sidewalk and the road because they have a strange lot line.
Yeah, if their property lines are not what we expect them to be, we're trying to get the spirit of the regulation here as opposed to allowing somebody to do something different, which is keep the signs off the sidewalk.
I have no further questions.
Good, thank you very much. Maureen, any?
That's it.
Rose?
I'm good.
Okay, Jack, you're good?
Yes, sir.
I'm fine.
Russ? All right. Then do we need to create a motion for anything that we've done here in this regards, or do we want to just let Chris carry forward and present something at our,
You'd have to set the public hearing, wouldn't you, or request a public hearing set?
I thought we had.
Yeah, Public hearing next
Public hearing
meeting.
for signage for the second meeting.
Okay. So we don't need to do anything.
No, I guess that's,
Now you have the language.
all right, thank you for all of that, Chris. There's no other items under old business. Are we free to move on? All right, thank you. Any new business? None on the agenda. Public comment, agenda or non-agenda items. Anybody want to make any comments? I'm happy to hear them now. All right, I'll take that as a no. Chris, the floor is now open for you as consultant comments.
I have nothing further tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Commissioner comments. Maureen, do you have anything to add?
Just that I hope Mr. Johnson has a wonderful wedding, which I believe will be before our next meeting.
Is it this Mr.
Adam
Johnson?
Johnson, yes.
He's getting married?
I didn't know he
Yes.
was getting
That's wonderful news.
And I know it's this month, I'm
For
assuming it's
some
before
reason,
our
I
next
guess I
meeting.
assumed he was married already. That's pretty exciting. All right, I'll have to send him a congratulations.
Or a
Rose?
sympathy card, whichever
I
one.
have
yeah.
no ZBA update at this meeting.
Okay, thank you very much, Rose. Jack, you've already given us some of your update regarding township events, but if you want to take the floor, it's welcome to it.
I just have one. Savannah Ridge is a 30-home on 1-acre lot development at Stanton and Baldwin. We had preliminary site plan approval at the last planning commission meeting. Those homes are in the Lake Orion School District, but still in Oxford Township. So that's going, once they iron out the safety path language, that's moving forward. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, I had a chance to drive on Lakeville Road last weekend before last, and I thought they were doing a great job in the work that they were doing.
Yeah, today they went out and saw cut a bunch of bad areas in the village properties, and Road Commission of Oakland County is out there. They tore down some of the old guardrails that they're going to replace. As they grind after the school ends, they'll replace those guardrails.
How far west will they come?
Oh, they're coming right to Glassby.
Oh, wonderful. That's
And
great news.
redoing the intersections. both
Wonderful.
sides.
That's great.
Both sides.
That's
yes.
great. All right, good. I appreciate all of that. Thank you, Jack. Anything else?
Nope.
Madam President? I'm sorry, Russ. You have an option to make a comment if you.
Oh, no, I don't have a comment.
I skipped
No.
right over you, and I
That's all right.
apologize for that. Madam President, anything on DDA? I was very saddened to read that your candidate for DDA had bailed out after being videotaped, apparently. That's unfortunate. Did you like him? Huh. Well, that's a shame. Well, I hope you have good luck finding someone else. Anything else to report regarding DDA? Okay, good enough. All right, I think that concludes our business for this evening. If you have anything else anybody would like to add, otherwise I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn at 7:18 PM.
Second.
All right, Madam Secretary, I have a motion on the table to adjourn at 7:18. That motion was tendered by my good friend Maureen Helmuth and seconded by my even better friend Rose Bama. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, say nay. Good. We're adjourned. Thank you very much.